Florida traffic sign hacked to say kill all gays.
This is what greeted drivers early Wednesday morning when going down Lake Nona Boulevard near Nemours Parkway in Orlando. A hacked message board with a homophobic statement that read, "Kill all gays."
Clearly someone that feels like they've been empowered.
The sign was originally placed there to remind drivers about an upcoming 5K, but somehow someone gained access to it to spread hate.
When you see someone go through the efforts of hacking a sign to put such a disgusting message, of course it creates fear, and that's the point.
The city says the message was removed as soon as it was brought to its transportation department's attention, and the board itself was eventually taken down. This all happened just hours before community members gathered Wednesday evening to remember lives lost due to gun violence, including the 49 people killed at Pulse in 2016.
We've been warning how all this anti-LGBTQ rhetoric is gonna lead to more violence. It's gonna make people feel more emboldened to be outright homophobic, transphobic, biphobic, and we're literally seeing it right now.
Anywhere and everywhere. And that's why we need action now.
Pulse survivor Ricardo Negron worries the four bills Governor DeSantis signed Wednesday that he says target the LGBTQ community will breed more hate.
A caller reported an offensive sign in Orlando that read "Kill all gays" shortly after 4 a.m. on Wednesday, May 17th, the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia. The traffic sign was located near the intersection of Lake Nona Boulevard and Nemours Parkway, just outside the Nemours Children's Hospital and a short distance from one of the main exits from the city's bustling Orlando International Airport. Local politicians responded quickly to the incident, decrying the hateful message and assuring the public the city of Orlando is a welcoming and affirming place for all local LGBTQ plus community members. Police in Orlando said they have opened an investigation. After this incident, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer went to Twitter, assuring the community that hate has no place in Orlando and the LGBTQ plus community will be valued and respected in the city. The incident comes against the backdrop of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and his advocacy of anti-LGBTQ plus laws, including the notorious Don't Say Gay law. Hours after the traffic sign incident, the Republican governor signed 4 anti-LGBTQ plus new laws that expand the state's Don't Say Gay laws, ban gender-affirming care, restrict bathroom usage for trans people, and restrict drag shows. This is dangerous. This is such a serious story. Oh my God. You know, and it just so many like moving around emotions for me. When I first saw this on Facebook, I first thought it was fake, boys. I really did. I thought somebody had just put it together, blah, blah, blah. And I was even more horrified to find out that it wasn't real, that it was real, that it wasn't fake. In Orlando, of all places, were the poor victims and families of those lost at Pulse. Like, how disgusting of a human being you must be to do this. And it's all the gay rhetoric that's out there that's giving these people the pass to do things like this. And trust me, mark my words, this is only the beginning. We're actually lucky that it's a sign and not some crazy violent thing that is in the midst of coming our way, because I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
Well, some anonymous Pringles munching incel sitting in his mother's finished basement figured out a way to hack into the traffic signs. I'm seriously concerned about what they're capable of doing with access to AI. I mean, this is something as simple as that. Who knows what can happen?
I thought it was fake too, Faye. I literally was scrolling through Twitter and I was like, what? Oh, child, that's fake. Like, it really looked fake, especially even this video looked a little fake. But now it's just now coming to my attention that this was real. And we're coming up on the 7th anniversary of the Pulse massacre shooting, for this to be happening during this time. And it just goes to show the vitriol, the rhetoric, and the same way that when Trump took office and he allowed these people access to feel as though they had permission to be racist and bigots and xenophobes. The same way that people in the state of Florida are now feeling their transphobia, biphobia, homophobia, and all the other phobias that go along with that.
I'm going to offend a lot of people. I give you a heads up. Tune out if you don't want to be offended. I know who did this.
What?
I know who did this. It was a white person. I know who did this. It was a man. I know who did this. It was a Republican supporting Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. Those are the 3 common denominators. That's who is propelling hate in Florida and is trying to export the hate, regardless of which choice it's going to be, Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis, they'll want to export that hate to the rest of the country. I think you get it right in the first seconds, and I just want to repeat what I think you get right, which is this is dangerous. Kill all gays. By the way, this is a friend survivor. They already did. They killed all of the gays on June 12th, 2016 at 2:02 a.m. They already accomplished it. This is dangerous. And the one last point that I would make is this is comparable to all of the other things that the white, male, Republican, radical wants to accomplish. Hitler was right, is a dog whistle about anti-Semitism, being Semitic, and against Jews. It talks about not being woke for black community. It talks about you should have no choice and you're not in charge of your life to a woman, and API discrimination, and they all have the same common denominator. It's a white man who is a radical Republican who wants to export it to the rest of the country. That's where we're at in Florida, and that's what that sign was all about. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.